Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Felahana Nabila. My register number is 1710733007. And today I would like to explain my thesis for thesis examination. The title of my thesis is The Representation of Dreams, Conflict, and Symbols in Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, Half of Yellow Sun. And this thesis is supervised by Bu Dia. Okay, let's start. First, I would like to talk about the background of this research. Half of Yellow Sun is a novel written by Nigerian author Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie that published in 2006. This novel based on the war in Biafra, Nigeria. First, the topic, the writer will discuss about dreams. Through war, someone is forced to learn to live without splendor and suffering. Dreams to live comfortably and safely make all characters fight together. And second, the next is the topic about conflict. There's two conflicts that I would like to discuss in this thesis: internal and external conflict. The novel is set in a war, and war itself is full of conflicts, both internal and external. So many conflicts are seen in this novel. And the last is the topic of symbols. The writer will focus on discussing symbols of war in this novel. The writer will focus on three symbols: half of yellow sun, head in calabash, and the cabin. Next, identification of the problem. For the topic of dreams, all characters to have the desire to live peacefully and try to find a way to live free from oppression. For the topic of conflicts, the war causes other problems to the characters both internally and externally, such as sadness, fear, trauma due to war, and problems with other characters such as anger. For the last topic, each region has different condition and situation than the other regions, which all situation and condition of a region can be described through the object, animals, plants, and environment, or they can be seen from color in the novel. Next, research questions. First, what kind of dreams does Adichie show in the novel Half of a Yellow Sun? For the second, what are the conflicts presented by Adichie that occurred in the novel Half of a Yellow Sun? And the last, what are the symbols of the war depicted in the novel Half of a Yellow Sun? Next scope of the research. First, the writer will discover what kind of dreams Adichie describes in this novel. On the topic of dreams, the writer only discusses the dreams shown by the characters when the war occurred. So for the topic of dreams, I only focus on the war, the dreams that the war occur in this novel. Next, the writer will analyze external and internal conflicts shown by the author in the novel. For external conflicts, the writer focuses on Olana's character and the problems faced by her during the war. As for internal conflict, the writer only analyzes the trauma, sadness, and fear experienced by the character due to war. So this topic only focus on the war that happened, that occurred. Last is the symbols that the writer will discuss only represent war in the novel. Each symbol has a meaning, and the symbols that the author gives symbolize something particularly, especially about the war of the novel. Next, the objective of the research. The verse is to describe what Olana's character does to achieve the dream of living comfortably and free from hunger when war occurs in the novel. Second is to identify internal and external conflicts such as trauma, sadness, anger between characters, and fears caused by the war. And third is to explain the relationship of object, images, colors, animals, or plants as symbols, with war as the background of the novel. Next, theoretical framework. New criticism. In this thesis, I'm using new criticism as the theory. New criticism is one of the theories in analyzing literary works that originated in America around 1920 until 1960, and this theory was proposed by John Ransom. New criticism is the theory that focuses on the text itself, and this research will focus on the plot about dreams, conflicts, and symbols used by the author. Next, method of the research. In collecting data, the data uses library research and internet browsing to find the primary data and the secondary data. The next step is analyzing data, and the method used in this step, this library research, is qualitative descriptive. For the last, in presenting the analysis, the result will be presented descriptively by verbal language and giving some explanation on the analysis of the data. Next, the intrinsic element of Half of a Yellow Sun. Characters. The major characters such as Olana, Adenigbo, Uwu, Keinene, and Richard. For the minor characters such as Mama, Chief Ozobia, and Miss Ozobia, and also Amala. For the setting, this novel is set in 1960s, in the early and last 60s, and this novel has a tense atmosphere. For the point of view, this novel, Adichie uses a third-person point of view. The theme, Adichie presents the idea of war, atrocities, and struggle. And the last is the plot of this thesis. This novel is the flashback plot. Next, the voices of Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie in the Half of a Yellow Sun: Dreams, Conflicts, and the Symbols. Now we are in discussion. Dreams. In this section, the writer will focus on dreams shown by Olana's character. The writer finds that Olana dreams to get freedom. Adichie describes Olana as a woman who does not give up on the condition that hit her because of her big dreams to get freedom. The writer argues that Adichie focuses on the meaning of country, family for an educated woman like Olana. And in here that I found two movement train and the queuing for food. So those movement has implied meaning, because train is the speed of the train is really fast, and the when queuing for food is also slowly. The step for queuing, we walk step by step. So that is the movement in this novel for the topic of dreams. Next is external conflict and internal conflict. The writer discovers how Adichie shows Olana as a woman who has to fight with other people to get food. Olana's struggle to get food is described by Adichie when the food supply has begun to dwindle, so Olana has to get other food to stay alive. External conflicts are also shown when Olana's food is seized by street soldiers. Next, internal conflicts. This analysis to discover that war can change Olana's personality into three: fear, dark swoops, and sadness. Adichie describes the state of fear experienced by Olana when she sees the rebel and the body of her family tragically killed. The next internal conflict is dark swoops. Dark swoops are the trauma and panic attacks that hit Olana after she survives the war in Kano. So Kano is the place that all the internal conflict has begun. The last internal conflict is sadness, war caused Olana to have to lose her loved one, so Olana felt worried. Next, okay, Adichie emphasizes internal conflicts over external conflict. We can say it. This research conflicts center on Olana during the war, and Adichie, in my opinion, depicts internal conflict in a complex way. Adichie also represents that Olana, as the central character, has a frightening experience during the war. Through this research, readers can find out if the author wants to show that war has a negative impact and war can change the nature of personality. Last is symbols. The last topic is symbols. Some symbols are depicted into the novel, but this study focuses on symbols of war. The discovery of this analysis is to find out the meaning of the three symbols, half of yellow sun, head in calabash, and the coffin in the novel. The flag of Biafra consists of four colors: red, black, green, with half sun accent in the middle. This is for the topic, the symbols of half of yellow sun. Half of Yellow Sun is the title of this novel, so I would like to explain about the title of this novel itself, because this title has the meaning that authors want to explain. Okay, red is the symbol of sacrifice. Red can also represent blood because this talking about war. So of course there is not many blood in this novel. Many people has killed too. Black symbolizes the people in that area. Africa is predominantly dark-skinned, so it is very easy to distinguish between African people and other races. Green is represented as the nature of Biafra, and the last is half of a yellow sun means the beginning of hope. This half yellow sun is located in the middle against a black background, which means that the independence of Biafra is the hope of the people of Biafra itself. Next, the next symbol is the hat in calabash. Hat in calabash symbolizes the atrocities of war. Calabash is a traditional gourd container and the hat in it. Hat in calabash as a symbol if the conflict is not an ordinary conflict but a massacre. The last symbol is the coffin. Adichie shows this symbol after its Nigerian society proclaimed itself the Republic of Biafra. The coffin symbolizes death. In this novel, death means the state of Biafra. These three symbols represent the massacre and that occurred in Biafra as a result of the civil war. The writer claims that Adichie clearly illustrates that the symbols in the novel. The last is conclusion and suggestion. For conclusion, the writer discovers dreams in the novel focuses on personal dreams that is Olana's dreams to get freedom. Furthermore, internal conflicts are more shown than external conflict by Adichie. Adichie portrays internal conflict with complexity, and the writer finds three symbols such as half of yellow sun, head in calabash, and the coffin, which half of yellow sun as the symbol that plays the most role in the novel. And in here that we can see war has a negative impact There is no positive impact because of war. The writer argues that Adichie illustrates the symbols in the novel clearly. For the suggestion, the writer suggests discussing women using feminist theory to analyze half of a yellow sun. To the other researcher, they can focus on Olana's character and analyze her struggles with stereotypes about women in Nigeria. Okay, that is for me. Thank you for attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And see you.